Probably one of my fondest memories. My father coached me in youth basketball in fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, and eighth grade. And it culminated in a championship our eighth grade year. In our seventh grade season, we made it all the way to the final game and lost in the championship by one. And we came back in our eighth grade season and came back and won. That's one of my fondest memories. My friends are still friends today, 25 years later, and that's something that we all still talk about even now.
Right. What impact did your coaches that you had growing up have on you as your development as a player and a person?
Well, I think my junior high coaches and in baseball and my high school coaches, I think what they taught was discipline, the value of teamwork, the value of working together. Those type of values are something that we still carry on today, as coaches and coaching professional athletes. I think the earlier you learn that, the more it's embedded into you.
I would say sports builds confidence and self-esteem in kids. How does a coach build that in his players?
Well, it's a fine line. I think with young players and young kids, I think they need to learn discipline, but at the same time, they need to have fun. And that's the point of sports, is to be competitive, but have fun and to understand what sportsmanship really is all about. And you can compete against who you're playing against as hard as you can, but at the end of the day, really it should just be a fun, competitive environment, and the kids should be having fun.
Now, kids see a lot of examples of poor sportsmanship. How does a coach be a model of that and teach that to his players?
Well, that is an issue at every level, in youth sports and in professional sports. We are the example. Coaches are the example, and players and young kids will see what you're doing, and they will emulate that. And if you're berating an official or an umpire, it's a bad example for kids, because sportsmanship should be learned and stressed at a young age, and to understand that sports, again, it's supposed to be a fun experience, and to learn the value of teamwork and working together and discipline, but not to take it over the top, especially not at a young age. You can compete, but you even see it in the NBA Finals. After a tough 7-game series, usually the teams come together after the last game and shake hands and say that was a great series, a great match, a great competitive game. We can still be friends after that.
Now, officials obviously are going to make mistakes even at the youth level. How does a coach keep his emotions in check, especially at that level with the kids, witnessing what's going on?
I think it's really important at that level with kids to control your emotions, and to keep it about the kids, to keep it about the competition. It's not about winning at all costs and attacking officials. Really, officials are another level of authority, which they should be respected and treated as such. And kids should learn that at a young age, that they should not have the right to attack and yell at an official or an umpire. And I think the coaches, if they set that example right from day one, and you are the example, and as long as you aren't doing that, the kids won't do it. And if they do it and you're not doing it, then you can discipline them appropriately without having a loss of integrity.
Now, kids are going to struggle learning new skills when they start a sport. How does a coach help a child get over those hurdles and not become frustrated and want to quit the sport?
Well, as long as, particularly in youth sports, as long as the end result isn't about winning, absolutely, then you can build confidence in every single one of your players. You can work on fundamentals. You can stress working on teamwork and working to improve skills and work on that every day in practice, but to continue to encourage them, whether they succeed or fail, as long as they're getting better and they're learning and they're open to it and they're having fun, it can be a very rewarding experience. But if the whole objective is just to win the match or the game, then you end up playing only players that will help you win that, and other players get left out. They feel left out, and then they lose a lot of confidence.
With all the different personalities a coach has, how do you figure out how to motivate each child to get them to reach their highest level and enjoy doing so?
Yeah, you have to probably be actively involved in every practice and take the time to learn each kid, their personality, what makes them tick, what allows them to have fun in that sport, and what things that they don't really respond to, but really be an active participant in trying to get to know each and every one of the kids to make it an enjoyable experience, and really to try to make sure that everybody is involved in the activity.
Not every kid's going to be very good at the sport they're in. How do you make them feel a part of the team and a contributing member of the team if they're not scoring or not as well as some of their friends?
Yeah, it's interesting, especially in youth sports, to be able to start the process of leadership. And especially with young kids, some of the star players can really help with that. And if you talk to some of the better players on the team and pull them aside and tell them to, a big part of their job with the team is to make sure every kid is having a great experience and to include them in every activity you're doing. And as a coach, you can also really applaud that when kids start to reach out and help other kids. And that's what team sports is all about. It's all about teamwork and building a group and collectively coming together and accomplishing something special that you can't do on your own. And it takes every single member of a team. Once they start to get that, they understand that being part of a team and building a team and having everybody involved, there's no better feeling than that in sports.
That's very good. Parents a lot of times have unrealistic expectations and sometimes enforce those opinions on the coach. Their kids should be playing more or whatever. How does a coach work with the parents because he knows what's best for the kids?
And going back to my camp days when I used to be a camp instructor, I think communication is extremely important for the parents. And as a youth coach, you probably want to set up a series of meetings with the parents to set some guidelines for the team and behavior. Again, the most important examples are the coaches and the parents for the kids. The kids will follow and act the way the adults are acting. And if they're acting inappropriately without any kind of thought towards sportsmanship, then it's a negative example to the kids, and also it makes it a negative experience for the kids. So I think relentless communication with them, and also really trying to teach and communicate to them that they are the positive example to the kids in this experience.
That's good. Conditioning, not a fun topic for a lot of kids. How does a coach make that fun and maybe incorporate that into practices?
Well, I think a lot of times games can be fun, and try to evenly match the teams and turn it into fun races where it's not necessarily about getting the win, where kids may feel like they have to cheat to try to win, but something to keep it spirited, where again you're forming a team and it's this team against that team, and relay races, and turning it into an experience where you're bonding together and also learning how to compete against another group. It helps to make it go by a little quicker, and I think they have a lot more fun with it.
Last question. A lot of times kids take losses very hard or poor performances very hard. How does a coach help them overcome that and help them learn that that's part of the learning process?
Yeah, some of the best lessons in sports come under adversity, or after a loss, or after some kind of disappointment. And at an early age, if you can learn that, it can really pay dividends to your life down the road. So I think as a coach, if you can always keep it positive after a game and stress the fundamentals, the skills you're working on, the teamwork, but most importantly, the sportsmanship. So at the end of the day, you're always coming together as a team, and you always show respect to the other team at the end of the competition, and also to the officials so that they understand it at an early age. It's a team experience, and sports, youth sports, at the end of the day, is about having fun.
Perfect. That's awesome. I had one more thing. I was wondering if you could do like if you wouldn't mind doing like a quick 10-second message where you'd be talking into the camera, just say thanks coaches for volunteering, your role models for kids, or just anything, just a quick positive message.
Okay.
That the moms and dads are gonna listen
Yeah,
to
sure.
all the.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Like stand up.
Okay.
Just whatever you feel is important, like, you know.
Okay.